You must watch Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. When this show was being made and as news was coming out, I kept hearing things about the plot. A prelude comic was released, and it showed that Peter had gotten his powers from a spider that came from another dimension. Now where have I seen that before? Oh. Right. Hearing that had already turned me off from the show because in regards to superhero media, we had already gotten so many multiverse stories that it was just exhausting. Then at D23, more footage was shown and Doctor Strange was shown fighting a symbiote. And where there is Doctor Strange, there is a multiverse. Which again, the multiverse story is exhausting, etc, you name it, the whole nine. A few days before the release of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the trailer came out, and to say the least, I was not impressed. My first impression was that I was not a fan of the art style, and I was not a fan of the way the animation looked either. But I'll talk about that some more later. In this video, I will be going over the first two episodes of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, so enough rambling, let's swing right into this. And yes, there will be spoilers.
What'd you say your name was again?
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man!
Peter wakes up late for school, and while he is getting ready, they have a montage of this. It's styled like a comic page, which is extremely cool. This show is trying to make itself feel like a comic, which is clear through the art, and this adds to that. Peter leaves the house and misses the bus, but Aunt May comes to drive him to school. On the way to school, they talk about the school and Uncle Ben. I like this scene a lot. Unlike the MCU Spider-Man, for example, they make it clear that Ben is important to Peter's life. But the MCU Spider-Man is a whole different thing that I may talk about one day. Peter goes to school and then a portal opens in the sky, a symbiote monster comes out, and Doctor Strange follows through. I don't want to rehash the same point I made earlier, so I would just say the multiverse is an exhausted concept within superhero media. A spider starts coming out the portal, the symbiote attacks a student, and Peter jumps in to protect her. It's awesome to see Peter jumping in to protect someone despite not having his powers yet. Doctor Strange leaves, closes the portal, and the spider falls onto Peter. This is the scene I saw from the trailer that turned me off from the show. The art style has grown on me a ton, and so has the animation. The issues I had during the trailer were just gone. I think it may have been something with either the YouTube upload or it was just the clip was super short and I was judging it based on that. Something I realized that people have been doing a lot with that flight clip from the Superman trailer. That's something I gotta stop doing. Peter gets bit by a spider, months pass, and we see Peter is late to school again. He misses the bus, again. This time he puts on the spider suit, and I'm a fan of this suit. The swinging looks great. He sees a citizen being attacked and goes to save him. Peter is late to school because of this. Before he had powers, Peter was willing to protect others, and now that he has powers, he still chooses to do so. While in class, he sees a police chase and asks to be excused from class. Spider-Man chases after the car but is unable to catch up. He shoots webs at the car, and we get this awesome camera shot where the camera follows the trajectory of the webs. He ultimately fails and starts chasing after the car again. The car is going to hit a bus, and Spider-Man jumps in front of the car to save the people. He saves the day and leaves. This show does a great job showing Spider-Man saving people. I guess you can say it really makes him feel like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah. I'll be taking my leave. Peter heads home, and within his home, he meets Norman Osborn. That's the end of this episode. For the first episode, this was great. The more I watch, the more the art and the animation continues to grow on me. We see Peter's origin as Spider-Man throughout this episode, and we learn a lot about who Peter is as a person as well as Spider-Man. Everyone working on the show has done an amazing job showing who Peter is and what he represents. Anyway, on to the second episode.
We need Spider-Man.
Oh man, this is incredible!
In the last episode, Peter meets Norman Osborn, and in this episode, he is offered an internship to work at Oscorp. Peter accepts, and Norman is ecstatic about this. May tells Peter to ask about pay, and he ensures Peter that he will be taken care of. Norman seems like a good person. Yes, I know. It's a surprise. Billionaires can be good people.
Yeah, good idea for an electric jet.
Pedophile says, what? Get away from me.
Norman tells Peter to stop by after school. The next day, Spider-Man stops a petty criminal, and throughout this interaction he makes a lot of jokes, and Peter's personality shows through a lot. It reminds me of the Spectacular Spider-Man in that aspect, and that was a great show. I wish it never got cancelled, but anyway. Spider-Man swings to school, he lands on a bus and almost falls over. They do a great job showing that Peter is still new at the whole Spider-Man thing. Peter goes to the game he was invited to by Lonnie and hangs out for a bit. He leaves saying that he can't be late, and you're never gonna believe what happened. Yeah. He was late. The superhero being late to things that matter is always a fun trope, no matter how overdone it may be. Peter checks in and is told to head to the lab on floor 17. He meets his new lab mates and Dr. Whitman. Whitman puts all of them to the test to determine where they should work and sends Peter to work with Dr. Connors in energy research. With her character, I like that her appearance says a lot about her. Before her name is even revealed, keen-eyed viewers may have already guessed that this was Dr. Connors. They are working together to create a self-sustaining battery. Connors suggests that they take a break, and after they will show the work to Whitman. Peter goes to hang with the other students. They turn on the TV and he sees that there is an apartment on fire. He leaves and changes in the stairwell. There is no way that there are not cameras here. They do a cool fire transition and Spider-Man heads into the burning building. He fights a colorless, odorless, and highly flammable gas, if you will. Thank you. I accept subscriptions down below. Spider-Man kicks the chemical compound into a pet store, which I didn't even know was possible. He starts burning down the pet store. Something I love in this scene is that Spider-Man goes out of his way to save every pet in the store while dealing with butane. Even when he knocks over the fish tank to stop him, he makes sure to save all of the fish. Things like this are a small detail, but it says a lot about Peter's character. Dr. Connors texts Peter asking where he is, and he rushes back to Oscorp. Whitman is not happy, and he crashes out on Peter once he shows up. The guard from earlier then tells Peter that Osborn wants to see him. Trying to balance the life of a student and Spider-Man is a real struggle, and the writers do a great job of portraying that. There are consequences to one side of Peter's life depending on the decision he makes for the other side of his life. He goes to Norman Osborn's office. The atmosphere and shot composition of the scene look great. Peter tries to explain himself to Osborn. He responds by showing Peter a video of him in the Spider-Man suit. Well, that answers what I said about the cameras earlier. Norman figures out his secret identity, and that's where the episode ends. This was an insane way to end the episode. Having to wait an entire week to see how the plot develops from here drives me insane. But the writers succeeded in what they were hoping to accomplish by doing this. I cannot wait for the next episodes to come out. You must watch Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man because it is way better than I ever expected it to be. I am only 2 episodes in and it is this good. You may or may not have noticed, but I left certain things from the episodes out of this video, and that is because I'm going to be releasing a larger video about the show once the season finishes, so look forward to that. My name is Spectre, and I'll see you the next time I upload. Peace.